What is up, Fin fans? How about them Miami Dolphins? How about them Miami Dolphins? Just real quick. I don't necessarily like tooting my own horn, but I did say that the Dolphins were going to beat the Jets 24-17, and they ended up beating them 26-18. If they didn't go for that field goal at the end of the game, I would have won. I would have won it by I would have been real close. Real close. But what is up, Dolphin fans? First victory of the year. Now, before I get into, I want to go down stats. I took notes on my phone. I was tweeting a lot. There's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. I got your comment of the day from Twitter, which is going to coincide with something I want to talk about. But I already know in the comment section, we're going to be completely divided, right? There's going to be a huge group of us that are happy with this win. A huge group of us like me, pumped. We beat the Jets, we beat Adam Gase home, and we did it not handily, but we did it handily. It is what it is. Like, I get it. It was only by 12 points or however many points you want to call it. I'm horrible at math, but we did. We beat them pretty handily. We scored 26 points on them. Come on. They messed up a lot. Now, then there's the other fan base that saw that win and instantly was like, now we're out of the first overall pick. We just won. Look what we did. We screwed up our future. This, and that. I'm going to address that in comment of the day. Right now, I'm going to talk about the game. I'm going to talk about the highs, talk about the lows, talk about the stats, and do all that stuff. But from jump, I'm pumped. I'm pumped that the Dolphins won. I'm pumped that their first win was against the New York Jets at home. I'm pumped that their first win was against Adam Gase and beat him handedly. Handedly beat them. So let's jump into this. Let's jump into some stats. Sam Darnold had a bad game today. It wasn't him really necessarily seeing ghosts, but the Dolphins' defensive line was getting a lot of pressure on these New York Jets. A lot of pressure. 27 for 39, 260 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That interception. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. That interception. Le'Veon Bell, 3.9 yards carry. 17 carries, 66 yards. Didn't do much. Receiving, too. Didn't have any 100-yard receivers. But let's talk about our pride and joy. Let's talk about the baby. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 24 for 36. Missed on 12 of his passes. Some of them were drops. 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. The man had a good game today. Mark Walton, there was no rushing. The rushing was non-existent. It seems like the Jets were very, let Fitz beat us in the air, which we did, and then we'll stop the run. And they did. Mark Walton, 12 carries, 29 yards, 2.4 yards a carry. Garbo. Kenyon Drake did better. Kalen Ballage, 7 carries, 19 yards, 2.7 yards a carry. Garbo. But the receiving, Mike Gesicki, 6 catches, 96 yards. Preston Williams, 5 catches, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Devontae Parker, 4 catches, 57 yards, and a touchdown. The defense. Let's talk about defense. Nick Needham with that sack. Devine Gotcha with the sack. And Christian Wilkins with a sack. I hear it a lot in the comment section. Christian Wilkins is a bust. A lot of people, not a lot, but a few people like to say Christian Wilkins is a bust. And I know for a fact those few people that think Christian Wilkins is a bust are still going to be like, 1 sack is nothing. He did the... If you call Christian Wilkins a bust, you're not watching football. You're not watching defensive line play. You're not watching this man be disruptive. He had a sack. He had a huge tackle for a loss today. He's progressively getting better throughout the year. He needs to work on his attitude and his penalties, but he's getting better throughout the year. To say that he is a bust is just hilarious to me. The man, like I said, I can name Geno Atkins. I can name Gerald McCoy. I can name a ton of great top-notch defensive tackles that had the same or equal number as Christian Wilkins. But Christian Wilkins every week is getting better. And then we have the interception by Jamal Wilkes. Now let me get to my notes. I got my notes here. So off the bat, first thing I write down, Mike Gesicki absolutely killed it today. Him, Devontae Parker, and Preston Williams absolutely killed it today. Now Preston Williams he got injured, and then he came back, and then he got injured again, and he was carted off with a knee injury. I have no updates as of right now about the knee injury, but it worried the crap out of me because Preston Williams is the future. Devontae Parker is having a fantastic year. Is he having a Pro Bowl elite style year? No, but he's having the year that we wanted to see from him 4 years ago. He's having a great year. And Preston Williams, as an undrafted rookie, had a fantastic day today. 2 touchdowns, just ridiculous. But Gesicki's finally coming into his, and this offensive coordinator knows how to use him properly. Unlike Adam Gase. They know how to use him properly. And look at this. He's doing great. And all of a sudden we get a quarterback that can get the ball into his hands, doing great. That's the other thing. With Gesicki, with Parker, with Preston Williams, do you see the ball placement that Fitzpatrick is doing? It's literally they can only catch it or no one can catch it. The back shoulders, the fades, great ball placement. It's just a thing of beauty. And that's what the Dolphins need to do. Obviously, Fitzpatrick isn't going to be here forever. And maybe Rosen can eventually get his ball placement down and his timing down. But that's what the Dolphins need. We need that quarterback. Again, I'll address that stuff in comment of the day. The kick return before the half, where the Jets took it down to like the 15. That was just luck. And it is what it is because our guy hit him right in the legs, and he just so happened to bounce off the tackle, roll around, and keep going. He should have been tackled there. He should have been brought down. It was a great tackle, wrapped up his legs. It is what it is. There was that play. And then you could see Flores was yelling at Patrick Graham before the half because we were up 21-7, up, doing great. And then we had the safety, which I'll talk about. Then we let them get down the field to get a field goal, give them 5 points, which they never scored any more points after that because the Dolphins just completely shut them down. Dolphins finally scored points in the second half and played a full game, and we beat the crap out of the Jets. But you saw Flores yelling at Graham. Like, you could see that Flores isn't calling these defensive play calls. He is he's a team coach. He's not one or the other because you saw, again, Gase sitting on the sideline on the bench with Sam Darnold while the Jets defense was on the field. You could see he was getting a little frustrated with them. You got to call things better. You got to do things better, this, and that. Now, the safety. It was a bad snap from Boehm to Fitzpatrick that caused the safety. That safety wasn't on Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick literally did everything he could to have it not be a safety by pushing his way down. It was just a bad snap. That also played in part also when we were on the 3-yard line when Mark Walton got tackle for a loss, and the announcer was like, "Oh, it was a bizarre play." The Boehm snapped the ball, he handed it off, and Boehm completely got blocked into Walton. It is what it is. The no touchdown catch by the Jets. A lot of guys were saying, that on Twitter, not a lot, but a few were saying that was a catch. But you could see when it comes to the catch now in the NFL, you have to get your feet down, and then if you cannot make a football move, you have to be able to maintain the ball to the ground. Now, he got his 1 foot and he caught it, and then he kind of brought it out, brought it back in, got 2 feet down, but you saw when he hit the ground, the ball came up and shifted over his body. He didn't have full possession, incomplete pass, no touchdown. And then, so you think like, all right, whatever, they're there. And then Jamal Wiltz gets that interception. His foot did step on the goal line, and some people were saying, well, wouldn't that be a touchback? I don't know the rules on that, so be sure to let me know below if that would be a touchback. But Jamal Wiltz showing up. This defense, this team in a whole just showed up to get Flores his first win. These players are playing for this coach. This coach is just every week we're getting better with barely any talent on this team. We literally traded away our talent. Xavier Howard's on IR, and we're getting better every week. It just shows the type of coach we have. Again, I will talk about that in comment of the day. And then the safety, then the Williams injury, like I talked about, really bothered me. Walton's tackle at the 3-yard line. It's just bad play by Boehm. Boehm got beat bad, and he got a tackle for a loss. And then the safety snap to the back of the end zone. It's just like, all right, we got a safety, they got a safety, kind of equaled it out. But that snap over his head, how many times as us Dolphin fans have we seen that happen under Adam Gase? Tannehill has to chase the ball because fly over his head. I actually like that it wasn't a touchdown because we still were up by even more points, but then we got the ball to churn a little bit more. And then just two more things I want to talk about. Actually, there's 3 things. One, last time we won was the Miami Miracle. So it's great to win back at home, especially against Adam Gase. And the other thing, Adam Gase calling a timeout with 7 seconds left when we took a knee. Could you be any more petty, Adam Gase? Like, could you really be any more petty? And the last thing I want to talk about this fantastic game, oh, it wasn't that fantastic. There was a few hiccups here and there. That pass interference on Devontae Parker. And then we challenge it and we lose it. It was such a bad call. When the Jets touchdown, Demaryius Thomas runs into our guys and kind of stands there and like bodies our guys to get the touchdown to Crowder. But there's no pass interference on that. But we get a pass interference on Parker, and his hand never extends to push the corner off of him. He literally runs into his guy and then turns his body to run the route, and the corner just separates from him. And they call that pass interference. And then they challenged it, and we lost the challenge. And even the announcers and Gene, whatever his name is, was like, yeah, that shouldn't be pass interference. He gained like 30 yards after that play. That PI call completely sucked the momentum out of the Dolphins on that drive, which then became like a 3rd and 20-something. Like, these refs are really, really bad this year. Look at the Texans game, where they said Calais Campbell went helmet to helmet when his arm hit his head. Like, it was just, these refs are so bad this year. Just wanted to talk about that real quick, about the Devontae Parker PI call. It was just hot garbage. It was just such a bad call. But we won 28-16. 28-16, right? I just want to make sure I don't want to mess that up. Yeah, 26-18. Dyslexia. Sorry. First win of the year. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the win. Let me know what you guys think. Now, I know I'm going to get half the fan base that are very upset that we lost because it takes away our opportunity to get the first overall pick, which, again, I'm going to talk about in a second. And then we get the other half of the fan base that's just happy we won. We finally got our win. Flores gets his ice bath. Like, we got our win. So be sure to comment below. Let me get to one of your guys' comments of the day. I took this one from Twitter, and this one comes from Danny Deco. And what he says is, temporary gratification is not worth long-term disappointment. You haven't learned. Then we complain about being mediocre. Now, what he's talking about is what I'm expecting half to be in the comment section is we should have lost. We should have. Some of you guys were even saying, heck, I would have put my practice squad out there. We needed to lose to the Jets because now the Jets are going to, get the first overall pick, or now the Bengals are going to get it, or the Redskins are going to get it. All this stuff. And I'm expecting in the comment section. But this is the way I see it, right? Brian Flores took a team that has no talent, barely any talent. We got Beagle, who's, coming into his own. We got Baker, who's doing well. Eric Rowe kind of is playing pretty good at safety. Wiltz had the interception. Fitz is Fitz. He has his flashes, but we got Preston Williams. We got Devontae Parker. Gesicki's finally showing up. Like, we have these pieces, but overall, when it comes to the offense and defensive line, besides Christian Wilkins and Gotcha, who had their sacks today, we have no pass rush, and we don't have a very good offensive line. And every week we are competing. Every week we are scaring the people who want to go 0-16. Every week we are getting better, and it's because of Flores and the coaching. Because you could see, look at what Adam Gase did, and look at what we're doing now. You see that they'll take what they have and they'll make something out of it. Now, when it comes to going 0-16, and a lot of people are like you said, instant gratification versus being mediocre and never learning, I disagree 100%. Now, the reason we were always mediocre is because the Miami Dolphins always threw fat contracts at flash-in-the-pan free agents. We always signed people and did all this stuff that never perspired, never became anything. They're doing it different this year. We have 14 draft picks. We have 6 in the first 3 rounds. Now, again, the draft picks have to pan out, but we're doing it differently. We are actually building something here instead of just trying to win now. So the mediocrity is going to end because we're building towards a future. Now, everyone wants that first overall pick. Whether you want Chase Young, whether you want Tua, whether you want Burrow. Everyone wants that first overall pick. Everyone wants to have a good draft. Everyone wants to get that pick. But I wanted to win. Now, I'm not knocking you guys for going 0-16. I hope you guys don't be unclassy, like I say, and knock me for wanting to win. I wanted to win. It was great to see a win. It was great to see us beat Adam Gase. It was great to see him struggle. It was great. That's who I am. That's what I wanted. Now, again, if you guys didn't want to win, I'm not going to knock you. I can kind of see where you're coming from. You wanted that first overall pick, whether you wanted Tua or Chase Young, but I'm happy we won. There's a lot of season left, fellas. A lot of season left. We could still get the first overall pick with 1 win, but I'm just glad we're not 0-16 going having one of the worst teams in NFL history, because we don't have one of the worst teams in NFL history anymore, because we beat probably one of the worst teams because we're better. Offensively, points, scoring, touchdowns, everything, we're better than the Jets. It just is what it is. So I prefer to not have one of the worst teams in NFL history. But again, like I said, there's a long season left, guys. The Bengals could win games, the Jets could win games, and the Dolphins could lose a bunch of games. There's 7 games left in the season. Just let us enjoy the one win, because I'm super pumped we won. So I just wanted to address that because that was the comment of the day. And I get where you're coming from, but to say that we're constantly going to be mediocre, no, because we've never done this. We've never tore it down to the studs like this. We never have. When we did, we always went out and tried to sign big contracted players like Brendan Albert and Mike Wallace. We've never just went to the season with what we got and see what we have and build from there. So I think it's going to be different. But thank you for the comment. And like I said, guys, be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I was tweeting out during the whole game. It's funny. First game I don't live stream, or no, it's like the first game I didn't live stream in 4 games, we win. So it's like, should I stop live streaming the games? I don't know. I might live stream the Colts game at 4 o'clock, but hey. But be sure to follow me on Twitter. I was tweeting out a lot. I was talking to a lot of you guys, having great conversations. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. Check out the Bit Boys. Got some new games coming out this week. Really fun. October's over, so we're moving towards the Christmas time. So if you have any Christmas games you want us to play, check it out. Give this video a thumbs up. Should I tell you why to give this video a thumbs up? We won. Beat the Jets. Bad. Yeah, they might have got a safety on us for some BS reasons. Yeah, they might have had the refs help take that PI and all that stuff, but we beat them bad. We should have won by more if it wasn't for the stupid refs. Give this video a thumbs up for that. Give this video a thumbs up because you like the content. Also, check out DolphinsTalk.com and Sportscaster, 2 great sites. I know DolphinsTalk.com is going to have 2 different types of articles. One about the reason that we might have lost out on the first pick. The other one about how great the win was. But be sure to check them both out. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Regardless of the record, you're getting a video from me. Regardless of how this team is, you're getting a video from me. I love this team. I always root for this team to win. I always want this team to prosper and get better. And I feel like this is just the stepping stone. This is the first step to becoming the team that we are expecting, because we won with no talent. I know it's like, who you beat the Jets? The Jets defense is, I think, 4th ranked, or they ranked somewhere. I don't really remember. But the Jets defense isn't anything to look at and go, hey, they suck. Their offense is. But defense isn't. We scored 26 points on them. So other than that, I will see you guys either tomorrow or Tuesday. But like usual, stay classy. Dolphins victory. Fins up.